Arr, mateys, and welcome ye to Windrose Early Access.
Okay. Seriously though, this is Windrose Early Access. Been waiting for this for a while. I wasn't able to get in any sort of like beta or early alpha playtesting because obviously I don't have the platform for it. But kind of just using the character creator here to go over what we're going to be talking about with this game so far. First things first, haven't uploaded in a while. That should be no surprise. There haven't really been anything coming out that I've wanted to. But keep an eye out in the future. I do have some plans, especially on my Twitch channel, and we'll see how that goes. But we're kind of just going to be talking about super early game with this. Didn't really get all that far whenever it comes to setting up this whole thing, but we'll get to some gameplay and get into it. In classic survival game fashion, we wake up on a beach. Basically just start picking up everything that I can find. Seems kind of a lot like Ark in this aspect, which would probably piss some people off, I'm sure, saying that. But obviously this game has its own kind of thing going for it. Rather simple, I would think, as far as the actual scavenging part of it goes. The islands themselves are pretty kind of straightforward. Quickly found out that pigs are immediately angry just for entering any sort of area around them. And then got to kind of figure out how combat works, because the opening tutorial was easier than what this actually is, especially because I set this world on hard. And even later on, they do have damage scaling for people whenever you are playing on a world with your friends, because I do have somebody join me in this just to kind of experience the game together. And I noticed that things actually did get more difficult. They have more health, they are harder to poise break, kind of like an all-round difficulty scale just because you are playing with other people. So it's definitely something to keep in mind if you plan on playing with any of your friends in this game. The camp mechanics are pretty simplistic in the way that it works, I suppose. There's a few things about it that I'm not entirely sure I like. I do like that everything's kind of centralized around the bonfire. It reminds me a little bit of Bellwright in that aspect, where everything in there is kind of like around your town hall, so to say. I don't really want to call it town hall, but this one is a little bit more like you need your bonfire to actually build within a certain area. That part I'm not too keen on, although I haven't actually seen how far you are able to build from the bonfire, and I know certain things have to be closer than others. So that'll kind of just be like something I figure out along the way. We'll see how it kind of gets whenever it goes to like building a much bigger area, because obviously you are able to get people that help you on your islands. I've seen this. I haven't watched any gameplay about this game before actually playing it, so that's a very big thing to note. When it comes to something that I know I want to play, I completely refuse to watch anything about it unless it's like straight from a developer or something like in Forza with watching their gameplay review. That one, Forza's kind of like the same thing. It's just a car racing game, but I like every single one, so I know it's going to be around the same. Something like this, though, where it's their own concept, really the only other thing I can think of that's even close to it is Sea of Thieves. I really want to kind of figure the game out for myself. So I'm using this as kind of a way to learn how the game works, their mechanics, the way everything kind of molds together as far as keeping things running in your camps and so on and so forth. So I'm sure my opinion will probably end up changing on that in the future, but only time will tell. One thing I'm not sure how I totally feel about is the harvesting aspects, in the way that they don't come into your character in like an area around you where you just get like a magnetic pickup. You basically have to walk over them, which I found out here because I'm like, I should have definitely got way more than that. I didn't notice right away that they sparkle either, so it kind of helps that aspect, but there are definitely times that I noticed while playing this that I kind of missed some things, whether it be because it fell in a bush awkwardly so I couldn't actually see it shining, or I just flat out didn't see it fall behind me. You also notice here that as my buddy was destroying that set of structures, I didn't get it on recording, but that was actually sort of like a prefab structure. So he got all the stuff like that, where it shows you, or it lets you build an entire thing all at once, which I like, don't get me wrong, but I feel like if it's going to let you put it down all at once, it should also let you destroy it all at once, whether that be you choose to destroy it all at once, or if it just does it anyway. I do like that whenever you're destroying something, it gives you all of the resources back, which is something unlike, well, we'll just say Ark, because it's the only game I can think of at the time where it doesn't do that. Ark gives you half of your resources back whenever you demolish any sort of structure, which is really annoying. This game, I like that they let you get everything back. That way you can rebuild what you destroyed in a different spot. I think that's great. I didn't like how, if you noticed, it was very finicky about where I could put the bench at. I don't know if that was because of something with the roof cover, because that bench required roof cover or not, but maybe something that could be tweaked a little bit, having those kind of like boundary boxes messed with, just to kind of show like this is under a roof, even though it doesn't really have walls. But other than that, I digress. It's still a really cool building mechanic. I want to take a second here to talk about the food mechanics in the game. I do like how simple some of the dishes are that give you some of the actual like better stat increases. Some of them are as simple as a crab leg, an egg, and pepper. You know, it's just like 3 small things. You kind of just get to put them together, and then they give you a stamina boost, or a strength boost, or increase your health by a significant amount. I like how easy it is. I'm not the biggest fan of only having 2 slots for actual foods, though. Now, I haven't done anything with the drinking slot yet because I haven't really found anything to go there. I'm assuming pirate game, rum's definitely going to be a big part of it. I don't know what the hell it's going to do. Haven't found it, haven't made it, don't know what to do with it whenever I do get it, but I'm going to assume that that's kind of the plan for it. Other than that, not really anything to be said about the food mechanics. They're surprisingly simple. I do like that they kind of have the stat changes being a part of it, just because it kind of adds like an extra level of, okay, I need to prepare myself for some sort of fight or an adventure. So you kind of make a bunch of food in preparation for that, and then set out to see what you're doing. Something I had a real gripe with was this goddamn fast travel bench. I don't know why. 1, I couldn't figure out why it wouldn't do it. And 2, why they don't tell you that it has to be next to water. I read coastline requirements not met and assumed that it meant I had to be far enough away from a coastline, because they wouldn't let you use a fast travel thing that close to the side of the water for server purposes. They don't tell you. It doesn't tell you it needs to be next to water. I looked in the building thing. I didn't get it on recording. I wish I did. But it says nothing about actually going next to water to actually be able to place it down. It just says coastline requirements not met. So maybe change something about that. Sure, nobody will actually see this that matters, but that's one of the things that I would like to change. As you saw at the end of that last little spiel I had about the fast travels, you saw that we actually decided to take sail. As far as this little dinghy goes, maneuvering it isn't that bad. I don't like that there's no seats, as you saw just then, but sailing seems pretty straightforward. I actually like it a little bit better than some other games that have had sailing, just because you don't kind of have to catch wind, at least not with that boat. I'll put that part out there. You don't have to catch wind with it, so I like that idea, and we'll see how I feel about it once it comes to doing some of the bigger ships. But as far as how I feel about this game, I'm still very, very early into it. My character's level 2. Haven't really done a whole lot. Did a little bit of exploring, saved a couple of the crewmates, looked for the broken shipwreck that they wanted us to find to try and get a ship up and running. But I'm excited to continue this game, and we'll see how it goes. As always, I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, whatever. If I missed anything, definitely let me know. I'll see you next time.